Alrighty, welcome to a 4-on-4 Vintage Cube Draft, where we've opened Mox Emerald. You do love to see it. It is myself, Strider, also known as Osmanozguni on Magic Online, the Sandiest of Dogs, and Talisker. It's good that Talisker's on my team. I always lose to Talisker. We're battling against Updraft Elemental, Slacks, Raging Taupe Monster, and the Monkey, Masapo, who's Mandrill Man on Magic Online. It's also passing to me and loves Storm. Doesn't always draft it, can certainly draft other decks, but Storm is like his favorite deck to draft. I'm passing to Updraft, and who's probably going to take Mana Vault. Talisker probably takes Mind Twist, and then Dismember goes from there. Let's see, Mana Vault, Mind Twist, Dismember, Recurring. Gut is actually one of the cool additions. We're using Frog's Cube, but Gut is kind of cribbed from the current Magic Online cube, and a Gut is pretty cool. Whenever you attack, you can sack an artifact or creature to make a 4/1 tapped menace attacking skeleton. So I don't anticipate getting anything of note back, but that's okay. We're going to start with double Mox here. Ooh, you'll love it. I think Mox Diamond is quite a bit better than Library of Alexandria at this point. Where I've finally settled on Library, finally, I mean, until it changes, is I think Library is a card I'm pretty much, the best way to sum it would be, if I see it like 4th pick, I'm usually going to take it there, 4th or 5th. It's not a card I'm happy to take in my first couple picks, and it is a card that requires you to draft around it a bit. Having cards like Swords to Plowshares, Duress, Lightning Bolt, Mana Leak, you know, just cheap interaction is the best way to go about it, or acceleration like these Moxes, though I am going to take the Mox over the Library, passing up a Tarn, Aragorn, Windswept Teeth. So this is a pretty solid pack, but I'm happy enough starting with Dubs, Mox Diamond, and now, well, now I think it's pretty clear that I take Oko. Oko's the exact kind of card you want when you have these Moxes, because a turn 2 Oko is just so sick. Force of Will is a good card. It's like if Oko wasn't here, I would consider it, but Force of Will is a lot worse with Moxes than Oko is with Moxes. Force of Will, in fact, kind of not a combo with Moxes, especially Mox Diamond. They both tax your hand. So I'm going to take Oko, passing, Updraft, a Force of Will, a Grief, and a From the Catacombs, which means if Talisker did take Mind Twist, is going to get at least one of these 2 black cards, perhaps the option for both. So that's not bad. All right, this is the first pick where I'm not super thrilled about it, because now we're down to Pentad Prism, Vendilion Click, Magda. I'm definitely playing green-blue. Thief of Sanity is also a really nice one to Mox out. Sultai, like mid-range, is a pretty legit place to be. You know, Vendilion Click has been losing a little bit of ground in my opinion. It's still fine, but I like Thief better, even if Vendilion Click is in some ways easier to cast, or at least keeps me fewer colors. Pentad Prism's okay, but I have 2 pieces of good acceleration. I think I'd rather just take Thief. There's also Saheeli. Saheeli is actually a pretty legit card, because it's pretty good with Oko, it's pretty good with Moxes. Maybe I'll try to go a little more busted. All right, I'll take Saheeli. We'll see how this goes. I think regardless of which one I took, I'd probably take Ponder here. I do like True Name. I think True Name's a good card. But I think Ponder setting up broken plays is better. I have 2 3-mana plays already. I'm just a big Ponder fan. So I'm going to take Ponder here over True Name, Lotus Cobra, Corpse Dance, I suppose. And here I'll probably just take Brainstorm. I don't know. I don't really see a reason not to stop taking cantrips. Spire Bluff is okay, but I don't even necessarily know I'm going to be red. This is just a blue card. Memory Jar is potentially broken, but I think just taking good cantrips is a great place to start. And now I'll probably take Snapcaster Mage. There is an Itali, and we did pass a Corpse Dance, but I think it's still more likely that Updraft took Mana Vault and probably didn't take one of those black cards. There's also Regrowth, but I don't love Regrowth. Snapcaster with these 2 cantrips seems pretty good to me. Oh, and then Probe too. Yeah, I'll take that over a Scrubland and a Jetmir's Garden. I mean, I'm basically mono blue right now with Oko and a Mox Emerald, so this is like a fantastic start. I've got the power acceleration in Mox and Mox. I've got a good card to accelerate to an Oko, and then I have Saheeli, which actually has worked out really well. Because after I took Saheeli, I took 3 cantrips and a Snapcaster, so I'm actually pretty glad I took Saheeli over Thief of Sanity, given the way things have worked out. This is a really good first set of packs. This is eight picks, so I've seen every pack, and I gotta say this is in like the top probably 15% of cube starts. Oh, now Ketria Triumph? Perfect. I do, like I said, I do like Gut, and Gut would actually be pretty good in this deck. Sack, you play Oko, make a food token, next turn into a 3/3, play Gut, attack, sack like your Mox Emerald, and you're attacking for 7 on turn 4. But I also think Ketria Triumph is broken, so, well, maybe broken's too strong, but it's very likely to be 3 colors for me, and it's already 2 colors for me, because blue-green is the only thing I know I am. So, a pretty nice pickup. And here, I think I've got to take Chromatic Star. I do like Karn, but I don't know. I like 1-mana plays. A 1-mana artifact play with Saheeli. Also, it's good with Saheeli. You can turn tokens into Chromatic Stars and sack them to draw cards. Not looking like an Oath deck so much. And, whoa, late Watery Grave, late Prismari Command. And a late Badlands, for that matter. Actually, not a late Treachery, because Treachery sucks. What do I take here? I mean, given what I have, it actually does seem like Prismari Command is still probably the pick, which is wild because those are some pretty late duels. Oh, I'll take the Pentad Prism now. And there's a Vendilion Click still there. All right. And here, I guess I'll take Hexmage. I don't know. 3 kind of mid black cards, so I'm not too worried either way. All right. I'll take Tendrils. It's not 0% I would want Tendrils, and I guess Custodial Lich. So Masapo is definitely not playing black, or at least I would be very surprised to learn that Masapo is playing black if that was the case. Pack 1, I got 12 playables, and I opened a Lotus? Oh, this is going fantastic. All right, well, Lurrus isn't coming back, but let's see. What's going to get taken? Preordain, Teferi, Lurrus, Sylvan, Rafine's Tower, Undermountain Adventurer, Troll. Yeah, I think actually that's like almost a lock to be the case. Maybe a Talisman or Infernal Grasp gets taken, but I don't think anything else is coming back. All right, well, I'll slam Lotus. Animate Dead getting passed back my direction, but I don't really want an Animate Dead, so I'm not going to take it. Samwise is really cute with Lotus, but I don't think I'm that stoked about it. Arid Mesa gets Ketria Triumph, which is nice. Lotus Petal could be nice. I could just try to go for Yogwill Storm sort of thing. It's kind of nice with Saheeli as well. And I do have this Tendrils chilling in my sideboard. I'll leave that up for now. Part of the reason I'm considering passing Anime Dead, which is I think the best card by a lot in this pack, is that I just don't think Masapo is going to be able to play it. So it kind of feels like I should just take a fetch land here. And now I'll just take Seasoned Dungeoneer. I guess I'm glad I took that white fetch. Dungeoneer is a busted card, and I have busted acceleration, so the fact that I don't have white as a color yet, I've got Arid Mesa, Lotus, Mox Diamond, Chromatic Star, Pentad Prism. I should just take the best card, and nothing else here is remotely close. Now I'll take Memory Lapse. Love Memory Lapse. I think it's a lot better than Miscalculation. I want my 2-mana counter to work, and Memory Lapse effectively does. I like Lorien Revealed, Leovold, Miscalc, but I'll just take Lapse here. And probably followed up with a Currency Converter. This looks like a pretty good converter deck. It's got a discard outlet in Prismari Command. You can also cycle Triumph. Those are real things. And this deck just has a lot of mana, which Currency Converter helps with as well. Plus maybe Cryptic Command or Restless Vinestock come back. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is possible that I get one of those cards back. I don't think Chartacourse or Tamiyo's coming back, but I like where I'm at. And I'm basically 4 colors, no black right now, but you'll have to see how this plays out. All right, and here, so passing more reanimates the other direction, sure. There's Iteration, there's Ballista, there's K Command. K Command's the only color I'm not. Probably don't want to do that. This looks like a pretty sick Expressive Iteration deck. So many cheap and free cards. So I like that over Talisman. I don't really want Jite. I think Ballista is fine, but it feels like drawing a lot of cards would be nice. Oh, and then Taiga works really nicely here. Don't think I need Delighted Halfling that much. Taiga lets me get untapped green with Arid Mesa, which is nice. So slot that one in kind of right there. I don't think this Tendrils is looking that likely to me. I'm going to be pretty happy. Basically, now that I have Oko plus Seasoned Dungeoneer plus like Memory Lapse, my plan is to just play one of those threats, Memory Lapse, use Prismari Command. My deck is going to be so consistent with Brainstorm Probe, Ponder, Iteration, Snapcaster, Currency Converter, Chromatic Star. Look at all those cards that draw extra cards or look at cards. I just feel like I'm going to find what I need fairly often here. Now I think actually Goldspan. I mean, Goldspan's a great card to load us out. Goldspan could be the pick here. There's Eternal Witness as well, which is okay. There's Dark Depths. I'm not really into that, or Ulvenwald Oddity. I think I will take Goldspan here because accelerating out of Goldspan looks pretty great to me. And oh, Sylvan and Teferi came back. I'm surprised by that. Which one do I want? I just took a 5-drop, so it makes me a little more inclined not to take it. Oh, Grasp is still there. I'm pretty surprised by that. I could Teferi here. I mean, Teferi is another great card to like Lotus out or Pentad Prism out. Sylvan, I think, is just a little mid. All right, let's just do that. Oh, Sarah Paragon works nicely with Lotus. I've got some other cheap cards. I don't really care for Ash Barrens that much. I think I'll take Sarah Paragon here over Copperline Gorge. I just think the upside of Paragon Lotus is pretty high. So I'm basically Jeskai, Splash Oko. I have 1 green card off Taiga, Arid Mesa, Triumph, Mox. I mean, this deck could easily switch. Here's the thing. Well, one of the reasons this deck is great, besides the fact that I have opened Mox Lotus, is having all these cantrips, Pentad Prism, Star, Mox Diamond, a fetch land plus a Triumph. This deck right now, I'm calling it Jeskai, Splash, Oko, but it could easily switch. If I got a couple good early green plays, I could switch to blue-green. I could maybe not play the Sarah Paragon or minimize white a little bit. Like, there's just a lot of ways this deck can move around with blue kind of as the base. Though red is also looking pretty nice here with Prismari Command and Iteration to kind of make sure I'm on track as well. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. It wouldn't be unreasonable to take Questing Beast and also have the possibility of that, because Questing Beast is also good to accelerate out. But I think I'm going to take Lotus Field. I have Teferi to untap it. Lotus Field is a pretty powerful card, and I just don't think I'm going to miss out on Questing Beast. I guess I'll take Scavenging Ooze as a sideboard card. Oh, Tamiyo did come back. Yeah, I'll take Tamiyo. I don't really want to play Recruiter. I guess I could take Manglehorn. This isn't looking like the best Tamiyo deck. It is good with Displacer Kitten, but I think Manglehorn actually be pretty good against me. And Raging Ravine is a card I'd certainly be interested in playing. Last pick turnabout. All right, well, this was a good pack. Let's see what we can open in pack 3. We're we're well ahead of the curve in terms of opening good ones. Do I have any other combos of Lotus Field? I guess it's kind of a combo Sarah Paragon. It puts lands in your graveyard for you to replay. All right. Wow, how unlucky. Just a Shieldred. And I guess I'm going to pass Shieldred back to the right after getting past a bunch of Animates and probably just take Time Spiral or Sheldock. Sheldock's really good. Jace is also really good. So is Daze, but not looking like the most Daisy deck. Time Spiral is solid. Yeah, I guess I probably do Spiral here. It's a good card. It's not the most exciting first pick, but I think it's going to be better than taking Sheldock. I don't know. Oh, there's Breach. Interesting. Underworld Breach when I already have Lotus. I don't have Brain Freeze, but I do have Tendrils. And I do have a Draw 7 in Time Spiral. I haven't seen Wheel or anything. The other thing is, though, Counterspell is so good. I kind of don't feel like I need to take this Breach, which is the first time I've ever said that. It feels like this deck's got so much power that just putting Counterspell in this deck is going to be better for me. I will lose it if I get past a Brain Freeze afterwards, but I just don't think I don't think this deck is going to use Breach that well. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will regret that, but it feels like Counterspell is going to always be like an 8 out of 10 in this deck, and Breach is either going to be a card I don't play or a 10 out of 10. And I feel this deck is in a spot where it could just, play the good cards. There's Stage to go with the depths. There's a Vamp. There's a Force of Negation and a Lelia. Wow, I do like both of those cards. I do like them both. I do have Counterspell and Memory Lapse. It's kind of making me want to just take Lelia here. Lelia is a great card. I do have a lot of blue cards, though, which makes Force of Negation really good, and I have a bunch of good proactive plays. No, I'll just take Force of Negation here. And then I'll probably take Remand over Volcanic. Oh man, I would love Volcanic, but Remand is pretty busted. Let's just do that. And now I'm at 17 lands, plus these 3 0 mana artifacts, so we're doing pretty great here. I don't think we're going to get a Tolarian Academy. I'm not even really worried about it. But otherwise, yeah, there's a Zuran Orb, there's an Asika's Chariot, a Brazen Borrower. This pack's not that exciting. I guess I'll take Brazy Bee. It's probably a fine card. I don't think Asika's Chariot is like that exciting for me. Yeah, let's just take Brazen Borrower. And that was pick 5. Yeah, I've got a couple more. Let's see. So I guess Sarah Paragon does not let me cast Petty Theft out of my graveyard with Brazen Borrower. Just checking. Saheeli still seems fine here, by the way. It's not like the best Saheeli in the world, but I don't know. I might need to cut a card or two. We'll see. All right, and here, oh, easy Dak Faden. I do like Hallowed Fountain. Oh, I retract my statement. Maybe it isn't an easy Dak Faden. I'm already cutting cards. And Hallowed Fountain would make Arid Mesa get untapped white. No, it already gets untapped white and untapped. Oh, it doesn't get untapped blue. Yeah, it only gets tapped blue. All right. I think I'm going to take Hallowed Fountain. At this point, if I'm cutting a good card already, let's just take a good duel for me. And Hallowed Fountain is a very good duel. At this point, I think I would rather cut Lotus Field. Maybe I cut Brazen Borrower. Feels like, or I could cut Chromatic Star. Feels like my mana is pretty good, and I'm not using Chromatic Star as more than the sum of its parts, really. Oh, there's an Upheaval. Upheaval's good with the 2 Moxes. It's okay with Lotus. There's also Spell Queller, which looks pretty good in this deck as well, but Upheaval is a good way to use tons of mana. All right, let's just take Upheaval. I think Spell Queller is just kind of a mid card. Maybe Brazen Borrower can go at that point. And that was pick 7, so we could get an 8th pick Academy. What's the best card I could hope to get 8th here? Like a dual land I'd be pretty happy with. I would be happy with, an Oliphant. Oliphant gets green, and it gets Ketria Triumph. I mean, that's pretty good. There's also Chandra Hope's Beacon, but I don't need another 6-drop here. Chandra is just kind of okay. Let's take Oliphant. Third Path Iconoclast Wield, which is nice, but so did Daze. Daze is also pretty nice in this deck. Oh man, the Iconoclast, I have a lot of cheap cantrips, though. Kind of feels like that's the one I want. Though Daze is really, really sick. Maybe I just go with Daze here. And sure, I'll take Consider. There's also Yogwell, but I just don't think I need to do that. I guess I'll hate the Fire Covenant. I don't know. Yeah, we're not getting anything back. Oh, Mentor. Mentor is nice. Okay, I'm glad I took, and I think I'll take Oust as a sideboard card. I could definitely board that in. I'm glad I took Daze over Third Path, given that I picked up that Mentor. I still need to cut some cards. Now, Oliphant shows up as a land. I mean, this deck is now 13, 14 lands right now, so I need to cut a couple cards. It's possible I cut the Mentor too. It's also possible I cut Goldspan Dragon. It's good with... Oh, Consider is also just okay. I don't know. Could I play High Tide? I have Turnabout and Time Spiral. Is there a world where I play High Tide? You know, maybe. I actually don't think it's crazy to consider, and I don't really care about passing a last pick Usher. Oh, I got Spell Queller back for free. I might actually run that one. All right, let's get to deck building. This deck is sick. Honestly, I kind of wish I just took Shelldock over Time Spiral the way this ended up. I mean, I've got to cut a bunch of cards here, because right now, if I add 7 cards, I'll have 12 lands plus Oliphant is 13 plus Mox is 14. I don't like counting Mox, Diamond, or Lotus, so I want to cut like 3 cards. And It's kind of tough. Because I picked up that late Spell Queller. So currently, mana-wise, I have green easily set up with Arid Mesa, Taiga, Triome, Ravine, Mox. And in fact, I think I'm going to play Ravine just because I can activate it fairly easily as just an additional threat. And then I'm blue, white, red. Let's see, if I add 2 mountains, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources plus Mox. Yeah, I mean, I think Goldspan's likely one that I wanted to cut anyway. And I could probably go down to 1 mountain at that point, and then like 3, 4 plains. That's 4. Oliphant does not get white. So 4, 5, 6 white sources plus Mox and Lotus. And then, let's see, I could probably play 1 more plains is my guess. Because right now this would be 5 islands, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 9, that's about right. What red cards do I have? I have Iteration and I have Prismari Command, that's it. I mean, given that, I could actually just not play a mountain maybe. No, but then Dungeoneer can't even get red. That seems... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I have so many red sources. I'm considering cutting the Time Spiral and just keeping the Upheaval. The other alternative is I could make a build with High Tide Turnabout. Do I have anything else in my cyber? I have a Chromatic Star and I guess Lotus Field. And I have Fire Covenant, which I guess is not 0% to be something I'd want to board in. Same with like, here, we'll add a couple forests to the sideboard and a swamp. What if I cut Paragon, kept a Mentor, kept Spell Queller? Let's see, if I add Turnabout, I mean, now I need to cut more cards. Yeah. I mean, maybe I would cut Spell Queller at that point. I'd keep the Mentor. I would go down in terms of plains, play another island. 14 land, 15, 16, so I'd actually want 1 more blue, and then I have to cut 2 more cards. Is that good? And I have a lot of counterspells. Counterspell, Remand Days, Memory Lapse, which is nice. Oh, I guess I could cut Consider. It's like my weakest cantrip. And then this is me playing Turnabout. Interesting, interesting. And I have Pentad Prism chilling there too. So if I draw High Tide, it's pretty good with Time Spiral is basically it. Not a whole lot else. But the idea would be to go like High Tide, Turnabout, Time Spiral, and then finish off with like an Upheaval. Is one way to go about it. Alternatively, I would cut Turnabout, cut High Tide, maybe cut Time Spiral, put in Sarah Paragon, put in Spell Queller, and then at that point I put back 2 plains for 2 islands. I kind of think this might be better to start with, and maybe we side in the Turnabout Spiral plan. Hold on, I gotta switch. Turnabout's driving me crazy. If we need to, but the way this currently stands, we've got Mentor, Dungeoneer, Oko as pretty solid threats with Upheaval as my finisher, and then I have a ton of counterspells. I actually probably want the Oust in the deck. This deck's going to be running a little light on interaction for something that resolves. Obviously, it's got a lot of good interaction for things that are on the stack. I think Upheaval's still probably good enough. I also have Saheeli can enable Upheaval. If you have Saheeli Lotus, and then you make the token a copy of the Lotus, you just end up with like, 12 mana, and then you can Upheaval and replay any one of these big threats or whatever. But if I wanted to play the Oust, I'd have to cut a card. So maybe I don't do that. Maybe I don't play the Oust yet. And then this is 2, 3, 4 white, 5 white, 6 white sources plus Lotus Mox, Pentad Prism Converter. All right, I think this is what I'm going with. Well, let's see what the team's got. Alrighty, let's take a look at the teams. We got Sandy Dog on blue-black with Time Walk, Necromancy from the Catacombs, Imperial Seal, Mystical Tutor, with Atroxa, Grave Titan, Torsten. Yeah, miscalculation. This looks great. Necromancy. Good stuff, Sandy. This is Talisker's 5-color deck, but it's got Mox Jet, 1 fetch, 2 fetches, plus 2 Triomes, and some other bunch of duels. Yep, that's how you do it. With Lorien Revealed, Fracture Identity, Solitude, Mind Twist, Treachery, Grief. Oh, Demonic Tutor, Swords to Plowshares. Nice, not bad. And then Strider on Mox Sapphire. Wow, we probably outpowered them significantly this draft. With a bunch of Mana Acceleration, Golos, Minsk and Boo, Palace Jailer, Undermountain Adventurer, Chariot. All right, I like the way our decks look. Let's get to round 1 and see how this goes. Alrighty, time for round 1. I would like to play first, and yeah, I'm going to keep this hand. What I really hope is that Raging Tilt Monster doesn't have a 1-drop, and that I can go turn 2 Hardcast Daze, turn 3 cast Oko. That would be kind of the ideal scenario here, but we'll see how that ends up working out. I am going to lead with Island. I guess if I had to, I would return an Island to cast Daze, but that would also not be the ideal scenario. All right, Raging Tilt Monster, mold to 6 here. Let's just Island go. What do I not want to see? I guess I wouldn't want to see like Swamp Duress. That would be really annoying. But Island into Soul Ring. No, I guess I do have to counter that. The question is, how do I counter it? I think, do I want to Force of Negation or Daze it? I think I'm going to Daze it. It seems like that is going to be a little bit better. I do slow myself down, but if I draw a Mox, it's going to be much better. And if I have to, I can also pitch Force of Negation. Pitch Oko to cast Force of Negation here. Okay. Ponder. I will Ponder because I'm probably not going to force this turn. Oh, wow. All right, let's shuffle this. Let's leave Probe in hand because if I want to cast Force of Negation, I'd much rather use the Probe to do it. And Misty Rainforest. Let's see what we got. Una's Prowler, sure. Draw Mox. Oh, but no, but Memory Lapse, man. My deck is good. I'm just looking at what I'm going to be able to do the first couple turns here, and it's pretty strong. Una's Prowler is good. It's a little annoying. I'm going to keep this Probe in for now. We'll see what we draw, what they play this turn. Leovold, Emissary of Trust. Oh, I guess I'll Memory Lapse that. Here's where I really wish I had Miscalculation or Mana Leak. That would have worked out a little better there. And now I draw the Mox. Shameful, really. Just going to play Leovold next turn. I think I'm going to Probe here. Because if I don't Probe now, then the Probe gets a lot worse. Hands are ancestral, huh? Look at you. All right. Let's go Oko. And +2 the Oko, I think. And pass the turn. And I'm going to have to, at some point here, Soaring Ancestral. Well, I guess it's fair. Though, technically, my opponent's power is better than mine, because they have Soaring and Ancestral, and I just have Lotus and Mox. Unfortunately, Leovold's going to resolve here. Okay, I can't counter that. So what I might do here is discard a card to Oko, and then Oko swap. I think I'm going to do that. I'll discard Mox Emerald. Discard a card to save Oko, that is. Save the loyalty on Oko, and then go exchange control of Food Token and Leovold. Tilt Monster gets to draw a card, but I get a Leovold, which kind of turns off that Ancestral. Then I play a land and pass the turn, and I'm not going to cast Brainstorm yet because I want to be able to hard cast Force of Negation here, and then to protect that Leovold, I'll take 3 here. A white source would be nice, so if Raging Tilt Monster does nothing, Do I end of turn brainstorm? I think I'm just going to draw first. Oh, Prismari command. That's kind of nice. Let's see. Let's go ahead and draw step. Yeah, I'll pass the turn. I think I'm going to draw step Prismari command, deal 2 to the Unit's Prowler, and make Tilt Monster. Well, do I want to make them do it in draw step? Maybe I'll wait till their turn. They have 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I'll just let them take their turn first. But I'm going to target them with Prismari command to draw 2, discard 2, because they can't. They're not going to be able to with Leovold. They've already played their land now, so they draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. 2 damage to any target. Nug that. You draw and discard. And then I'll find white to make Sarah Paragon soon enough here. All right. They might even discard the Ancestral. I guess they're at 6 mana, so they're getting kind of close to Crater Hoof. They probably have a land in hand. So they're going to... Well, maybe. Either way, they're going to discard down to 1 card, and I'll probably know what it is. Yeah, they kept... Oh, they discarded Ancient Tomb. Oh, and their last card's Ancestral Recall, which is not doing a whole lot for them right now. This is working out pretty nicely. I'm beating an opponent who I think had Soul Ring Ancestral in their opening hand. All right, now I'm going to go for the Brainstorm. I even drew another blue card if I am to use it. Okay, so now I'm going to play Sarah Paragon off Pentad Prism, which means I need to put back... I guess I'm not going to have... No, maybe I don't do that, actually. Maybe I go... Because if I play Sarah Paragon this turn, I need to keep Prism, Pentad, Paragon, and I won't have enough mana to cast Force of Negation. That's probably fine, though. So let's put back Remand to Fairy Land, Pentad Prism, cast Sarah Paragon, and then replay that Mox Emerald, and then next turn I can replay Oko. All right, this looks pretty good. You can cycle Ancestral if you want end of turn, because it's 1 card per turn, so it might be better to do that. It's that or hope to draw a removal spell for Leovold next turn, I suppose. But I feel like they get 1 turn to have things maybe go wrong. All right, they're cycling Ancestral. So now that things go a lot less wrong, if they draw a removal for Leovold, they don't get to draw 3 cards afterwards. They do, again, 1 turn to resolve something, but I have a Teferi coming down, so I can play that in order to tuck something. I have Oko, which is going to hit the board as well. And if I draw... Yeah, if I play Oko next turn, I can still hardcast Force of Negation. No plays. Okay. Let's cast Oko out of the graveyard here, just in case the Sarah Paragon, something happened to it. And then I'm going to buff the Pentad Prism, attack for 9, and pretty much have the game locked up here. Okay. I'd say pretty good. Beating a Soul Ring and an Ancestral is not the easiest, so feels pretty good to get to daze the Soul Ring and then effectively blank the Ancestral with Leovold. They're Leovold. But I think that was a... Alright, that was a sweet game. Alright, do I want Manglehorn? Kills Soul Ring, but that's about it. Brazen Borrower, Consider, Oust. Leovold is pretty annoying. I don't have a lot of answers for that. Scavenging Ooze, but I'm not playing that much green. Ousting Leovold is not like amazing, but feels like that could be part of the playbook here. Maybe against Soul Ring I just cut Upheaval. Seems reasonable to me, and I just don't have the super expensive stuff in my board, or in my deck after board. All right, on the draw, And so Oliphant does not get white mana. Kind of feel like this is a mulligan. This hand's kind of slow. Yeah, this hand's a lot better. I'm going to keep this and put... I guess I put a Plains back. I mean, I can play turn 1 Dungeoneer and just look for a land anyway. All right, no play on turn 1. Nice. All right, we're just going to slam Dungeoneer. Don't really have a reason not to here. It's just such a fast clock. Seasoned Dungeoneer is ridiculous. And now I'll get a Plains. Oh, I guess actually, because I drew the island, I should have led with island in case I drew exactly counterspell. It's a good point. All right, cycle your troll. Get a Bayou, sure. And let's get Plains here. Pass the turn. And gonna go into the Forge and attack. And I guess the cards all I want to draw now is counterspells. One counterspell is probably enough to do it. I mean, obviously it depends on what Raging Tilt Monster has here. If they have Shieldred's Edict or, you know, Infernal Grasp, I'll need probably more than just one counterspell, but we'll see. I will be a little annoyed if I draw literal counterspell, because I should have had Island in play. But I would be perfectly content with Memory Lapse or Daze. I guess I would even take Force of Negation. Pitch this to Teferi. This looks like a Witherbloom command to me. Oh, Smuggler's Copter. All right, well, that can take the initiative back, but I think the Seasoned Dungeoneer is good enough that I'm not too worried about that. All right. Gitaxian Probe. No, I'll keep Probe on top. That's fine. And pass. Next turn. Oh, Probe is actually great because what I can do is attack, explore. If it's a good spell, probe into it. It's kind of nice. I'm looking for a counter spell, assuming they don't kill my Dungeoneer this turn. All right, Cobra into Crew Copter. Cobra into Fetchland. All right, I mean, this could be bad. Next turn, I'm going to get to hit for 11. 12 if I hit on Explore, so that's pretty good. It looks like I may have needed a counterspell to win this game, but it'll depend. If this is like a Liliana or something, then yeah, I'm not loving my spot, or a Dam. Then I probably lose. Oh, it looks like a Bitter Reunion. Damn. Or Bitter Triumph. All right, well, I didn't have the counterspell. So now I'm probably going to lose because Smuggler's Copter is going to take the initiative. And I need to draw something pretty good. I mean, there are cards I could have drawn last turn, but at this point, I probably need... I don't know, even like an Oko wouldn't do it. I guess Prismari Command would kill both of those cards, so that's something. A Mox isn't quite going to do it either. Yeah, Probe, Pay the Life. Let's see what you got. All lands. Okay, that's something. I got to cast Iteration now. Let's see. Put one in hand, put on the bottom. Exile Mox, play the Mox, discard Plains, and pass the turn. All right. Well, I like the spot a lot better than I did a second ago because their hand is 3 land. And they're scrying. Interesting. They're just not going for the Forge. That makes sense though, because with a Lotus Cobra out, scrying in order to find a play this turn is pretty good. Okay, this is sending in and discarding a land of some kind, I would imagine. Yep. All right, I go to 12 here. The good thing about not going into Forge for me is it does mean I take a lot less damage. I think I would have been inclined to upkeep crew the copter, forge onto the copter. And then just try to have like a fast clock that way. Oh, interesting. Okay. So you Dungeoneer, but I do get to ferry the Dungeoneer back to my hand. So that's something. Okay, you played Peatland, and you got a Boseiju in hand. And if there's another play this turn, then... Okay, I hoped it was just sacking the Peatland. Oh no. Sylvan Library. Alright, that's fair, I suppose. Land. Oh, oust. Yeah, why don't I do that? Let's go Plains. Oust the Dungeoneer on top of my deck. Pass the turn, and then I have Spell Queller up. And getting to play Spell Queller could be pretty good here. They get a 4/1, but I get to hopefully get to counter something with Spell Queller that they tap out for. If they take enough damage off the the Sylvan, it could be dangerous for them. It went down to 8. Okay, that's aggressive. That's aggressive. Let's see what fruit this bears. Delighted Halfling. That's fine. The reason I'm not countering the Halfling is because I think at this point I'd rather just Spell Queller the Lotus Cobra. Oh, or I guess Spell Queller this. Okay, we're getting attempted to get Crater Hoofed here. And then now they could attack for 3. They could also just not attack with the Copter because of me stealing the initiative. Now they can't attack with the Cobra either. 1 point of damage short here. Let's draw the oust. The oust life was tough. Daze, huh? So what I can do here is I can go Teferi. Teferi your Copter. Send with Spell Queller. Go to 7 or go to 6, then go to 1 off of Trap here. And then play the land and then pass. I mean, I'm pretty dead here because they get to cast Spell Queller or the Smuggler's Copter, but if they don't have a creature to cast alongside Smuggler's Copter, in order to crew Copter and block the Spell Queller, they have to leave back a creature, which means they can kill Teferi. They can't kill Teferi, though they can attack and hit Throne of the Dead 3. So obviously, I'm not loving that. But I'm also drawing Seasoned Dungeoneer myself. So this is going to end up being a close game, despite I think me being pretty far behind once the Seasoned Dungeoneer got killed. Okay. They have Boseiju as well in hand. That doesn't really do much. I mean, if I'm lucky, I get to daze something. I don't think that's going to happen. So they're attacking me down and attacking Teferi. Oh, interesting. So we're hoping to hit. They could know that they're going to hit off of Throne of the Dead 3, hit a flyer. Or I guess they know they draw a Copter and they know they're going to hit a creature. All right. Well, they take the initiative. They go to the throne. Let's see what they got. They hit Crater Hoof, World Spine, Itali. Okay. They've got some things. I mean, I guess with Itali, they know that they're going to hit a Seasoned Dungeoneer off the top of my deck. All right. And they hit Crater Hoof Behemoth, sure, post-combat. And, well, if I draw a solution to Smuggler's Copter, it looks like I win. There's a million things in play, that's fine. If they somehow tap out first, then that's something. They get a swamp, sure. Maybe they drew a 6/6 drop and they're going to play a swamp, get a mana off Cobra, tap out for 6 mana, and then I'm going to daze it. I don't think that's going to happen, though. But you never know. You never know. I'm leaving these revealed just so my teammates can see. All right, here comes the copter. Yep. Unfortunately, did not get a chance to daze it. And what's next? A pest infestation on that, sure. Okay, Prismari command? Prismari command. Saheeli. No, that doesn't do it. Oh, damn. Not quite. All right, so game 3 on the play. I'm looking at the Scavenging Ooze. I just don't have that much green mana is my main concern. There's also Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower is kind of nice against them animating or Ataliing any of my stuff. It would have been better than Oust that game. I still generally like Oust against a green deck, I think. Though Borrower is better against... Borrower's a lot better against Smuggler's Copter. All right, let's try this. All right, time for game 3. I'm on the play. Any Lotuses? No, and I think this is a mulligan. Just all plain somehow. Yeah, I guess I keep this hand. I think I'm going to put Saheeli back and play turn 1 Triome. I have daze up if I need it, though I really hope not to daze on turn 1. And then my plan is to just Force of Negation. Hopefully go daze, force, and then Teferi. I guess that's the idea. All right, I'll just play this and pass. Need to find Lotus or a Mox would obviously help in getting Teferi out, or just some action. My hand's kind of action light now. All right. Sylvan Library, I'm going to cast Daze on that. Easy Daze. Oh, there we go. Lotus, cast Teferi. There we go, there we go. +1. Island, and then it doesn't even look suspicious when I untap my 2 lands here. All right, I really want them to play something I can Force of Negation here. Leovold would be really annoying, so I really hope it's not that. If I can force something, it'd be sick this turn. Or just they play nothing, that also works, I suppose. Oh, this is gonna be Upkeep Bitter Triumph is what this is gonna be. That's fine, I will cast Force of Negation on that. Draw, come on, not land. All right, probe you. Let's see what you got coming. What do we got? Oh, this is a pretty weak hand. Bayou's already in play. Smuggler's Copter, Fauna Shaman. Yeah, this looks all fairly mid. And then Teferi's going to let me use Currency Converter here. Amazing. So next turn it's like Fauna Shaman plus Smuggler's Copter. All right, time for me to draw into Prismari command. That's what I want. That would be sick. Yeah, Bitter Triumph's exiled. All right. Well, that was a good Lotus draw, I'll tell you that much. I mean, Teferi is one of the cards that makes Black Lotus, really busted. It sounds funny, like, oh yeah, you got to make Black Lotus busted, but the fact of the matter is, Black Lotus is at its best when it's putting a 4 or 5 mana card into play ahead of schedule. It's not as good, like Lotus out, Smuggler's Copter plus Fauna Shaman. Maybe that's still good, but it's not quite the same as like playing an expensive card. All right, yeah, you got a Copter. And you probably have a Fauna Shaman too. All right. End of turn. Let's draw and discard here. Let's just discard Hallowed Fountain. Use the ability, yes. Let's draw. I'm going to cast Iteration first, before deciding what to do with Teferi, because I might want to minus on the Teferi. Yeah, so I'm going to put Lapse in hand, Prism down, and then exile the Prism. And I think I'm going to go just -3 on the Copter. Play Pentad Prism. Play Raging Ravine and pass the turn. Can attack Teferi down to 1 with Fauna Shaman. Don't mind that. I have Memory Lapse for any spell that gets cast this turn. And I can make a treasure with the Converter end of turn, and then I'm going to plus Teferi. Oh, we're discarding. Do we draw something big? That'd be pretty annoying if they drew. Oh, wow. Okay. And they. All right, that makes their life death a lot better. All right. Let's see what you're getting with this Fauna Shaman. So their hand is Misty Rainforest, Life Death, plus unknown card, plus they're going to put a creature in their hand. So they had a 1 turn to draw a good creature. No, 2 turns. Well, there are worse. Itali would be worse than Craterhoof right now for me. In the next turn, we're gonna get to draw a few cards before we decide next turn what to do, but I've got some plans. What's interesting is if they get like an Itali here, then I'm probably gonna have to Teferi -3 on the Fauna Shaman, because what's gonna happen is I'm going to Memory Lapse the Life Death, because otherwise Craterhoof kills my Teferi. And I'd prefer that didn't happen. And then I'm going to draw for my turn. They got Leovold. Oh, are they just going to cast Leovold? Well, I'm definitely Memory Lapsing that. Leovold's also pretty annoying. All right, they're Life Deathing. So let's go Memory Lapse on Death. And let's draw some action, shall we? Okay, they can play Misty and they can shuffle away Death if they want, but I don't really think they want to do that. So we know their whole hand then, because Leovold plus land. All right, draw. Oh, Brainstorm. Yeah, that's a pretty good place to start. Spell Queller and Snapcaster. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. That's 5. I have enough mana, I think. With Teferi, this costs 7 mana to do all the things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, all right. So put those 2 back. Draw, play Arid Mesa. I guess I can crack this. Let's just get Plains. And pass the turn. I think I don't want to do anything else. Let's untap this. And then now with the treasure token, I think I'm going to Spell Queller the Leovold. And then I could Snapcaster Memory Lapse the Daze. Or Death on that. Yeah, let's just Spell Queller that. And I should be able to Spell Queller that, right? Yeah, because on the stack it costs that. I guess this costs total 3 anyway, so Spell Queller also gets it. And then now I have Snapcaster plus Memory Lapse, or Snapcaster Daze, though I don't think they really shouldn't tap out here, because they have Misty Rainforest in hand. Oh, you're going to let me daze it? That's even better. Yeah, you love to see that. Because I would much rather just daze the Leovold rather than Memory Lapse. I think that I don't really want them drawing a Leovold. Cast Daze, sack this. Oh, and you've got a land in hand? That's tough. Maybe we should have played it. I've been guilty of that many times. But yeah, now it's my turn, and now, I mean, I've got to just This looks like it's pretty close to game. I guess the spell Queller dying could be a dangerous thing. All right, drawing Remand makes me feel even more secure with of this position here. Let's draw, and then I'll send in Raging Ravine here as well, because I get to untap 2 lands, so I'll be able to have Converter or anything up. And I think I don't care if Fauna Shaman... Oh, interesting. I'll cast that too. I don't think I care if Fauna Shaman attacks my Teferi. I'm just going to attack with everything here. Let's go ahead and ponder. It says Island Oliphant Sahili. Let's just shuffle those. I don't really want those. Oh, Oko. Oko is better than attacking with Raging Ravine. So let's go Oko. Make Pentad Prism into an idiot. Attack here for 7, because I'm just threatening lethal next turn. And then when I untap 2 lands off Teferi, I'll be able to use Converter and I'll have Remand up. And that ought to just about do it. I use both my Planeswalkers. Let's untap these 2 lands. And it turned out playing a turn 3 Teferi Hero of Dominaria is just kind of going to go to the distance. I went Force, Daze, Lapse, Daze again, and we got there. 1-0. Alrighty, time for round 2, playing against Updraft Elemental, who's on a 4-color deck that has Breach, Brain Freeze, LED, so I gotta watch out for that. This is not a keepable hand. It's pretty close, honestly, but not quite there. This, however, is definitely a keepable hand, and what do I want to put back? I mean, I want Arid Mesa to get, it's probably just gonna get Plains, I guess. And I think I just put Oliphant back because no real point. Well, I guess I could actually put Taiga back because I'll be going turn 1, Island, cycle Oliphant, get Taiga. Yeah, maybe that's a reasonable way to go about things. Basically, would I rather have an Oliphant in my deck to draw? And I think the answer now is actually no. So I would rather just have my deck be 1 fewer card, so I guess that's the way we're going to do it. Alright, I will keep, I'll put back Taiga, and it looks like, oh, Updraft is also, no, they're not mulliganing, they're starting with a Gemstone Caverns. Honestly, I don't mind that too much, though they did put back Mindstone, which I was kind of hoping, I'm hoping to pick off an artifact with this Prismari command. Let's hope that they don't have a sick turn 1 play here. Oh, wow. Oh, it's a Talisman. Okay, that's not bad, because then I go turn 2 Memory Lapse, turn 3 Prismari command is kind of the idea. Okay, let's get Taiga. Let's draw and play the Taiga here. And Sarah Paragon. Oh, that one's not bad. That's going to go nicely with this Arid Mesa at some point here. And what I might end up doing with Prismari command is blow up your Talisman, make a token. That sounds like a pretty solid deal to me. And then I can cast Sarah Paragon off the token if I want. Let's see. They got something to play here. Emery, Lurker of the Lock. Oh, that actually will allow, because now instead of making a token, I'm going to Prismari command the Emery. And I guess hope Updraft doesn't have a counterspell here, but if they do, they do. Let's crack the Arid Mesa. I think that's fine. Just get a Plains here. Or actually, no, I'll get a Hallowed Fountain. That's actually better. And Prismari command, 2 damage, destroy target artifact. Boom, boom. And if they have a counter, then that's unfortunate for me. But if they don't, then I get to kill this, and then maybe play Mentor or Paragon the next turn here. If their counterspell is Force of Will, then so be it. Oh, this looks like a crop rotation. Oh, they're gonna Caracas. Sure, Caracas is a way to go about it. Okay. And I guess we're just going to have to deal with Emery being in play. Well, them playing a Lion's Eye Diamond out of their graveyard is not the worst, though they do get to mill 4 more here. And that'll give them potentially more options. And what am I hoping to draw next turn? Honestly, a Mox next turn would be pretty good. Obviously, Lotus is always great. Oh, Lotus would be insane. If I draw Lotus, I go Mentor, Lotus. Oh, they just got Urza Saga instead. Interesting. Okay. Huh. I think I was a little more scared of Caracas Emery, but sure. All right. We'll battle the Saga tokens here. Let's go Sarah Paragon. And then next turn I can go Mentor plus Memory Lapse off of Arid Mesa. So you're going to make a 1/1, which is about to turn into a 2/2, which will then turn into a 3/3 presumably. So you have to have an artifact in hand in order to make this attack past my Paragon. I mean, that's also assuming you make another Saga token here. I don't really know. It's possible that I just die to Brain Freeze Breach here, but I can't really play against, like, play scared of Underworld Breach Brain Freeze, because it's not like Memory Lapsing it when I have nothing in play is really going to win me the game anyway. And clearly against an Urza Saga, I have to be doing stuff. Okay, so it's kind of bad news for me that Updraft Elemental is not making a construct, because it means they have a better play than making a construct. But we'll see about that. Zurin Orb. Fastbond is in the graveyard, but maybe you have Crucible or something. What is this? This is 5 mana. Oh, Titania Zurin Orb to make a bunch of 5/3s. Okay. I'm going to want to draw something. Anything that makes a token here would really help. That actually really does help. So let's go Mentor, Mox. Actually, drawing a Mox was awesome. Don't discard a land. Cast Mox out of the graveyard with Sarah Paragon. Get another token. And discard a land. And then pass the turn. And we'll see what's up here. How deep do you want to go on this Titania? Because you could sack a bunch of lands. Let's see. How many 5/3s? You could make 4 more 5/3s. I'll let 3 of them. So there's 6 lethal creatures. Yeah. Or 6 creatures with 5 power. What's really would really be awesome, which I think is not super likely to happen, would be if Updraft draws a spell to cast before attacking, and I get to Memory Lapse it. That would be amazing. Because I still, at this point, need another draw next turn in order to give myself a good shot. But one thing that's kind of nice here is I can block with the Mentor and have it die, and then replay it off Sarah Paragon. So we'll see. Let's see. They make 3 more tokens. Let's say I let 3 of them through and I have to block all 4 of these. I kind of feel like them just attacking with everything would have worked out pretty nicely. Would have killed for them to have a token. All right, well, I think what I'm going to do here is go block, 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 and then trade off those. And then next turn, replay the Mentor, and then playing a land is not great because that's another thing. Oh, Seasoned Dungeoneer. So I could also play that instead of Mentor. 17. Arid Mesa gains me a life effectively, so that puts me to 18. And then you make a token and then make 4 more tokens. I guess I'm probably going to die. So then you have 6 of those. Yeah. I think I'm just dead now. Because next turn I have 2 blockers. Well, you know what? I guess I don't want to assume that I'm dead. I think I am, but I'm going to try to play to my outs. Maybe Updraft Elemental's not going to sack everything. These will both be 3/3s also. Yeah, I'm pretty much super dead here, but you can always give them an opportunity to mess up. I needed to draw Lotus this turn, basically. I think if I'd drawn Lotus and could have gone like Mentor Lotus, then gain life off the Lotus dying, that would have been something. But next turn, I'm gonna block, take 15. Yeah, if they go all in, I do die. Oh, they didn't go all in. Okay, so now, I mean, oh, I guess this is gonna make those into 4/4s. Yeah, I'm pretty dead. Is there a way for me not to block with Sarah Paragon? 5/5s now. I mean, I don't even really have a sweeper anyway. Oh, I'm not attacking with Titania. Okay, attacking with Titania. Oh, I guess I have Upheaval in my deck. Okay, so is there any way to block? I guess I block this. Yeah, I have to block 2 of them. Otherwise I die. So the bad thing is, of the many, even if I draw Upheaval here, I don't have the initiative anymore. I'm going to lose the initiative here, but that's okay. So if I draw Upheaval, I get to cast it and recast like nothing. Don't think that's going to work out for me. Deciding whether to sack these last 2 lands to Titania or not, yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess Upheaval gives me a shot. Not a very good shot, because once they go into trap from the initiative, I die. But if I draw Upheaval and then I draw a creature right away, maybe that's something. Let's just get Ketria Triome here. Those die, go to 3, you take the initiative. I mean, maybe I should have just played I guess playing the Mentor maybe was better. I don't know. I think it's kind of immaterial, but we'll see. Okay, draw. It would be funny if we did draw the Upheaval here. No, we did not. All right, so down a game. Titania. Manglehorn definitely makes me... Yeah, I'm into Manglehorn. And I guess kind of scavenging it was also because of the Underworld Breach combo. I think I can take Saheeli out, and I might just take Sarah Paragon out because I'm trying to go a little lower on white sources. I could even go 1 fewer if I wanted to. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no, this is plenty of green sources. Is there something else I want to put in? Oust, Fire Covenant. I'm not sure about that. All right, time for game 3. Fortunately, I have to mulligan that. Yeah, I mean, I will keep this hand. And I think I'm going to put back Forest. I'm going to go ahead and crack Mesa for Ketria Triome, and then have Counterspell up, and then still 2 green and single white. I don't really need double white anymore that Sarah Paragon's not in the deck. Turn 1, untapped Overgrown Tomb. Okay, that's probably for Vamp, which I don't mind too much because I have a Counterspell, and also drawing Currency Converter was excellent because now I have Counterspell up or using Currency Converter, and if Updraft is vamping, which is what it looks like. Oh, no, it's cycling Generous End. Not quite as good for me. Getting a Zeator's Proving Ground. On the other hand, though, if I don't have to use Counterspell this turn, and I get to use the Converter, I'll be pretty happy with that. All right. Tapped Watery Grave instead of tapped Zeator's Proving Ground. Interesting. All right, well, I'll draw... discard a Plains here. Draw, not land, please. I'm going to play my planes, and now I have use converter plus counterspell up them both. And I could make a treasure with the converter this turn, but I'm probably just going to use the loot ability if I don't have anything better to do. Oh, Brainstorm is not bad. I could probably wait on that is my guess. I'm not going to have to cast it right away. They're off to a slow start, which makes this converter even better. Oh, so we're just cycling the Proving Ground? Is that it? All right. Let's convert. Lotus, huh? Let's just discard land again. We have a bunch of treasures off of the converter here, so. Now there's a Prismari command. Let's just play the Lotus. I think that's fine. And pass the turn here. No need to play anything. Vendilion Click. It basically just uses up a counterspell either way, but actually, this is part of why I played the Lotus. All right, so let's go. Let's Brainstorm. Because what I can do here, yeah, is I can go Snapcaster Mage, Counterspell, let Click resolve, and then Prismari command the Click in response. So let's go, let's use the converter here, put an island back and go Prismari command, deals 2 damage to any target, target player creates a treasure token. And then I get to, I don't get to cast Counterspell this turn, but my top card is Counterspell. And they could take Probe, they could not. It's kind of free to take Probe in the sense that if they don't take the Probe, I get to see their hand. But it does give me access to Counterspell on their turn, which I wouldn't have had otherwise. Also, my top card after that is Snapcaster Mage, which is also a pretty nice one. So, they did take the Probe. Now I have Counterspell up. And basically the whole point of that whole exercise was to not have to use Counterspell on Vendilion Click, instead use Prismari command on it, which I think worked out fairly nicely. Shieldred, yeah, like Shieldred I don't really want to deal with, so let's Counterspell that. And them taking the Probe, not entirely free. Now I'm not going to cycle the Oliphant because my top card's Snapcaster Mage, which I actually do want. And now I think I do cycle Oliphant because it gets to go under the currency converter as value, and I'll get Taiga, and I think I'll play the Taiga. I think that's fine. Pass the turn, and now I have enough for Snapcaster Prismari command or Snapcaster Counterspell thanks to this treasure token. And then if they don't do anything, I think I just make a 2/2 end of turn. So we'll see how this goes. They have Zeator's Proving Ground and Unknowns in hand. I do have to watch out for Breach of Cycle Proving Ground. Yeah, that is fine with me. That does not bother me. All right. Let's make a 2/2. Draw. Remand is a nice one. Let's attack. And I still have enough to double remand this turn. I can't Snapcaster Counterspell and remand all in the same turn. I don't have quad blue, but I have enough blue to do a good amount of stuff. Oh, crop rotation. Let's just go ahead and remand that. Make you sack another land for that. And if it's going to crop rotate to get Urza Saga, then it is nice to kick that back by a turn. Karn, Scion of Urza. Let's see. All right. That's fine, I suppose. And I think what I'm going to do is likely go Snapcaster Prismari command. and then I can kill the token, and I could deal 2 to Karn, but I almost would rather just make a token myself here. Or maybe just draw 2, discard 2. Though I really don't want to discard Expressive Iteration, so the discard 2 is mostly just to fuel the converter. Oh, never mind. I've got a new, better plan. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, because now what I'm going to do is go end of turn. Let's tap this, put this back in the graveyard. Snapcaster Mage, and I can deal 2 damage to the construct and destroy the Zurin Orb. Also, Updraft's last card is that crop rotation, so I think that this is going to work out pretty nicely. Let's get Prismari Command back. Okay, resolves. And Prismari Command. 2 damage to any target, destroy target artifact. All right. 2 damage to the construct, destroy the Zurin Orb. I just don't want Titania to be an auto win. And then because the Zurin Orb is getting destroyed, the construct token is also going to die. Okay, draw. Force of Negation is a nice one. I still think I cast Iteration first, even though I technically can't cast Force right now. Let's see. How much do I care about... I guess I can't stop them from casting crop rotation. I think I'm going to put Oko in hand. Ooze is the one I'm going to cast now. This also stops a top deck Titania. And because I put Force into hand, now I have a Force of Negation ready to cast if I need to. So let's first attack Karn here, because I do want to get rid of Karn. Okay, and pass the turn. End of turn, crop rotate for Urza's Saga. I think we can overpower Urza's Saga. And that's fine. It's gonna make, I can make now a 2/2, and next turn make a 3/3, and I don't even know what the third art. I guess Mana Vault's the last artifact to get. I'm gonna wait on Scavenging Ooze activation, because if they draw Titania, I'll want to exile the one they target instead. Okay, just drew a land. All right, and let's take out Generous Ent to start with. Draw for turn. Memory lapse. Okay, so they can make a 2/2, so let's just attack with everything. And probably just going to take it to start. And I'm not pumping the Ooze because I want to play Oko. And create a food token. And pass the turn with a bunch of counters up. Activated Converter. You can get this. The Mandrill Man has the Retrofitter Foundry. That's what I would be a little bit more worried about. All right. Got game 2. Close one. Brazen Borrower, Time Spiral. Fire Covenant. I mean, Goldspan is also a pretty nice one. I kind of wonder if Goldspan is right. No. All right, I like where I'm at. All right, time for game 3. I'm on the draw, and yeah, I got to keep this hand. It, you know, it doesn't have a Lotus or a Mox in it. They're not all going to, but I have turn 1 Converter, turn 2 Activate Converter, Force of Negation, and Spell Queller. So this seems like a pretty good set of cards, especially since one of the things that I am worried about is my opponent's got Breach combo, and Force Negation is very good against them. They actually beat Sandy with Underworld Breach combo backed up with Forcible, which after seeing their deck is actually like not easy for them to do. They don't have that many blue cards, so Sandy felt like he got a bit robbed. I couldn't help but agree. But I mean, I like this hand. I'm gonna run this one. All right, I will keep, and Updraft is mulliganing. All right. We've had some pretty close games here. I mean, playing against Ancestral Soul Ring round 1 with our Lotus Mox deck. That was kind of funny. All right, turn 1 Mana Vault. I'm just gonna let that happen. I'm not in the business of forcing Mana Vaults, especially if Island Mana Vault doesn't look that easy for them to use. Turn 2, I mean, could be wrong, and obviously if it's like turn 2 play a huge creature, then that I can't force a negation, then that would be bad, but I feel pretty good otherwise. Oko was not a bad draw either. I'm thinking of Mox Emerald, that's what I'm thinking. Karn, yeah, we're gonna force the Karn. Let's pitch Upheaval. They have a Mana Vault. It feels like pitching Upheaval. It's the beginning of the game. Seems like we're pretty far away from heaveling. Snapcaster Mage. Well, I need to fade this turn. I need this turn to not feature something really good because I'm going to get to use Converter here. Hopefully find a land. The funny thing is, if I draw a land and discard it to Converter to get my treasure, I don't have a land drop then, so I don't love that. They did mulligan and I got a 2 for 2 off force, but still, when they mulled, that's pretty good. All right, let's draw and discard. Well, I guess that makes it pretty easy. I'm going to want to Oliphant here. I guess I'll put Snappy into the Converter, which I also felt like was going to get killed anyway. Oh, no, we're just getting rotated. Okay, I need to find my Prismari command pretty soon here. Okay, exile with Snappy, draw. Brainstorm Oliphant is kind of interesting. I think I'm just going to Mountain Cycle this and not Brainstorm first, because then I can get Taiga, then I can have Remand up, and I might be able to defeat this Urza Saga. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't get to make one yet, which is nice. I get to convert. I guess they're probably not going to cast anything this turn, so maybe I should have Brainstormed first because I wasn't going to play anything. I'm not sure. What do I want to do here? I kind of want to Brainstorm. So I think I'm just going to end of turn Brainstorm. Arid Mesa would be nice. No lands at all. Okay, well, that's awkward. Well, let's go ahead and make a 2/2 then. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to play Oko. I was really hoping to draw a land somewhere. My top card's not a land either. Well, just Oko. Make a food and then pass the turn. And I'm going to keep my creature back because they can make a 2/2, which is soon going to be a 4/4, but then I can double block with my rogue tokens, assuming Updraft doesn't play 2 artifacts this turn, or an additional artifact. Okay. I assume you're going to use Urza Saga. It'd be kind of annoying if they didn't, because I tapped out this turn, but I kind of had to tap out this turn because I know that next turn I'm bricking 2. Okay. Well, that's bad news. And they sacked Forest. Odd. Huh. All right, let's see how this goes. I guess you get LED. I mean, if I'm getting breached out, I guess I'm getting breached out. Urza. Okay. I don't know that that's actually that bad for me. They don't really get a good construct attack here. If they can cast something now, then yes, I could be in trouble. Oh no, what is this? Oh, that's actually really annoying. Because, oh, and they played a Mox, so they had another one? Okay. All right, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to chump there. We're going to make another token. We're going to draw nothing. we're going to exchange a food token for Urza. I think... Do I pass the turn here is kind of the interesting question. So, on the one hand, if my top card's a land, using Converter this turn is really good. On the other hand, if it's not and I miss, then my hand, I don't have any of these counters up, but they have no cards in hand and only blue and black mana. And not even that much of it, because Urza's getting taken here. So I think the problem is, I guess the currency converter also taps for mana. No, I think I'm gonna draw here. Okay, and what is the card I'm least likely to play? I kind of feel like it's Spell Queller. I definitely am gonna play Teferi. Oko's gonna likely die here, but that's okay, because we've got Urza and Teferi soon enough. I actually don't hate them drawing a spell, so I can remand it. They didn't even untap the mana vault. They're going for action. All right. The thing is, though, to kill Oko, you have to do a lot of damage to me, and you kind of have to kill Oko, because Oko can start Okoing those construct tokens down to 3/3. So they did draw a spell. Oh, they did not draw a spell. They drew a Zeator's Proving Ground, which they cycled. I see why they sacked Forest too, by the way. They sacked Forest because they needed double blue for Urza. Yeah, they're going to attack Oko with both, so Oko goes down. I'm not chumping with both things to save Oko, I don't think. Draw. Plains at some point would be pretty nice. There we go. I could... One card in hand, no red mana. I'm just deciding what I do with this Teferi. I think I minus it on the construct and just run the risk of them getting one turn to play something. I guess I'll hit with the Urza too, why not? I'll leave back a token to block. And then I have another token that I can also make if need be. All right, they have one turn. They've drawn a card from last turn and a card from this turn. They don't have red mana, so they can't cast Breach. Mountain Breach wouldn't do it. If they don't find an answer this turn, then the game just is over. I'm going to declare victory. Just because next turn I'll have double counterspell up. So if they don't find the winning piece now, then yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. All right. Ooh, feels good. We got there. Yeah, now we have a million counters, draw, play a land, Seasoned Dungeoneer. Become the Monarch, get another island, pass the turn. I'm gonna hit for one, and then untap 2 lands and have a million counters up. I mean, I guess I have 2. 2's a lot though. And then probably just chump with the rogue token. Next turn, attack. You know, have the initiative. Do a thing, do another thing, and after some 1-2 performances, it's nice to start out 2-0, and we'll see if we get a third round here. I think our team is kind of rinsing them. Talisker is 1-1, Sandy's 1-1, Osmanaz Goonie Strider is 2-0, and I'm about to be 2, which means we're 6-2, which means we've locked up a tie and can potentially win. Okay, might as well use the converter. I'm not going to need double counterspell up right now. Draw. Let's go into the Forge. Put it on the Dungeoneer. Draw. Yeah, and I suspect this will be plenty. I'm at 20. All right, attack you for, we'll see how much. No, I'll keep Mentor on top, though I don't really need it. Pass. I mean, I guess I could, might as well do this because I'm going to get to untap 2 lands anyway. And untap 2 lands. Oh, gain 3 life, sure. And then now they can do what they will, but I think the combination of memory lapse, counterspell, and remand here is locking things up, and we are going to move to 2-0 momentarily here. I'll let the construct hit me. Teferi, sure. Teferi down. They don't even know I've got a bunch of counterspells. Let's memory lapse that one. I don't think Shieldred would have even done it. Next turn I was going to get to trap, and boom, that's a 2-0 start. Alrighty, we are up 6-2. This is round 3 against Slacks. I don't think it's crazy to keep this hand, actually. I'm on the play. I go turn 1 Triumph. Well, I guess turn 1 Probe. And then I have Force pitching Teferi. And if I draw a land, I can activate Converter. And I'm on the, like, effectively on the draw. Interesting. Oh, never mind. I just checked. Slacks is red-white aggro, so I'm just going to mulligan that hand. Okay, yeah, this hand's better. I figured it out. Turn 1 Sarah Paragon, replay Lotus, and I can play Saheeli, or I can just replay the Lotus and chill, which is I think what I'm going to do. I can also set up turn 2 Cycle Oliphant. I guess I'm going to put Snapcaster Mage back. So I'm definitely going to keep this. I'm going to put Snapcaster back. The question is, is there any thought to not playing the Lotus, playing Paragon and not playing the Lotus? No, because it would trigger Saheeli is kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't think that waiting there really makes any sense. So yeah, I'm just going to go Lotus, Paragon, replay Lotus, say go, and then turn 2, maybe cycle Oliphant. Maybe we'll see about this Saheeli or not. All right, Plains, Lotus, Paragon, replay Lotus, but unfortunately if it dies, it now gets exiled, so I don't want to just crack it willy-nilly. This isn't like Luris. Turn on Mother of Runes. Yeah, I don't have anything I can do to stop that. Draw. Okay, land isn't actually terrible, because now... Oh, it's even an Arid Mesa. That works really nicely with Sarah Paragon. So let's just chill. Let's pass the turn, and I guess I just have to... Well, I don't have to Spell Queller here. So here's the thing. If by some stretch Jesse doesn't play anything I want to Spell Queller this turn, I could crack Mesa end of turn, and then on my turn, replay the Mesa so I can play Oliphant. I kind of like that. Am I getting my Paragon killed in some way? Let's see. Maybe? Maybe not? You're going to do it on upkeep, I guess? This looks like Get Lost to me. No? Okay, play Arid Mesa. Gonna attack here. And I could just pass and leave up Spell Queller. I kind of like that now. Feels like he's got something. Containment Priest? I don't think I care about Containment Priest. That just doesn't really stop me from doing anything. And getting to Spell Queller this turn seems like it's better. Or I could cast Prismari Command. It depends what Jesse does. I can't Prismari Command because of the Mother of Runes. But I think going like gain 2... That gets exiled. Arid Mesa. And then maybe I play Oliphant on my next turn. I'm not sure. Okay, let's get Taiga or Hallowed Fountain. Actually, I think it's Hallowed Fountain here. And I'm going to cast Prismari Command, draw 2 cards, and make a treasure, I think is the plan here. And if Slax has a way to kill my Paragon, then so be it. One thing that's funny, no, I guess Spell Queller, it doesn't interact with Containment Priest at all. It interacts with Teferi, but the card you play off Spell Queller was cast, so the Containment Priest won't stop it. All right, end of turn. Target player draws 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token. It's me on both. One of the things that's nice about Prismari Command here is I can also use Sarah Paragon to replay stuff. So I'm going to discard Mox and Saheeli, I think. Make a treasure, draw, and land. Do I want to play Saheeli or the Mox? I think. If I play Saheeli, I can't play the Mox because it's once a turn. If it's 5 loyalty, I won't be able to cast Spell Queller and Counterspell in the same turn, but I think it's still a lot better to play Saheeli here. And then they can, like Jesse can attack my Saheeli, I suppose, but it won't do too much. I could also leave Sarah Paragon back. Probably just do that. That stops the Restless Bivouac Containment Priest attack pretty nicely. All right, and I'll just pass the turn here. Because if I get Saheeli going with just any number of my spells, then that looks like it's going to be really good. It's certainly possible for him to have a play, but it didn't really seem like it. You have to have Cathar Commando or an instant removal spell, and it didn't seem like he was that close to doing that. Name Sticker Goblin. And so it's going to add a bunch of mana. Okay. Added the minimum amount of mana. Sure, 4 mana. This Plains is really cramping my style. I have to sack my Lotus even though I don't really want to. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Spell Queller the Chandra. Leaving 1 mana floating. And if he wants to use the mana he has floating, then I get to use my counterspell at least. Oh, he does. Chain Lightning. Nice try. I also had it all. Thank you very much. And then on my turn, I get to replay Mox. If I don't even need to draw a land. I could just play Oliphant next turn off of playing Mox and turning a Servo into a Mox. I'll probably just do that. Attack Saheeli? Sure. Yeah, we'll chump the token. That's fine. Okay. And then on my turn, I get to attack back for 5. That also used a lot of Jesse's action here. All right, here comes that Servo token, become Mox Emerald. Cast Oliphant here. Actually, do I want to cast a Brainstorm first? If I miss on lands, I miss on lands, but I feel like this is actually still worth doing. All right, now I can put these back, play land, and then cast Oliphant. All right, that was just in case. Couldn't leave any value on the table. All right, let's smash in the air for 5, and then if Jesse has a way to kill Spell Queller, then yeah, things could get kind of bad for me, because he kills Spell Queller, and then Chandra -4 kills like Oliphant or Sarah Paragon. But if he doesn't have another way to kill Spell Queller, then I like my spot. I like it quite a bit. And you got to take 5 here. I guess Oliphant does have a kind of weak attacks on the ground thanks to Saheeli, but next turn, or thanks to Mother of Runes, but next turn if Saheeli has enough loyalty, I'm probably just going to turn a servo token into an Oliphant and just attack for 1,000,000. So yeah, I kind of like where I'm at, even in like a somewhat bad case scenario. I guess if Jesse untaps and has somehow 2 kill spells, then it could be a lot worse. But that doesn't seem super likely given the situation. Because there was a turn a couple turns ago where he had double white and didn't play anything, so having a removal spell for that much mana seems less likely. But again, we'll see. I'm certainly ready for 1 removal spell. 2 removal spells could be tough. Broadside Bombardiers. Menace Haste. Boast. Sack another creature or artifact, deals 2 plus the permanent mana value to any target. Oh. So you can attack with those and then kill the Spell Queller, I guess. But you're sacking the Namesticker Goblin to deal 5. You could also attack and kill the Oliphant, but I don't think... But not killing the Spell Queller seems like it's tough. And I guess what I'm going to do then is... So he can boast and sack at any point here. I'll block there, I'll block there. Oh, wait, it has Menace, sorry. I'll block there, and I'll block there, I guess, just to force the usage of it. And the usage of Mother of Runes, I suppose. Yeah, pro red. Lose a token. I'm not going to lose Saheeli, I don't think. But... Or maybe I should have just blocked the Containment Priest, but then he wouldn't... I guess he probably would have used the thing. Oh. Interesting. So he didn't kill my token, he just did 2 damage to Oliphant. Okay. Killed Spell Queller, sacking Mother of Runes, and then... I guess you kill the Paragon? Alright, but I still have an Oliphant in play. Yeah, I guess I don't mind that too much. And let's cast Iteration, put Snapcaster in hand, Exile Converter, cast Converter. And then attack. And if I attack Jesse with everything, he's 11, and this does, that is 10, so attack Chandra, attack Slacks. Attack Slacks. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then put the trample on that servo. And then this way, he's going to trade for this servo. Chandra dies, and he takes 7 going down, or takes 6 going down to, or 7 going down to 2. This is kind of a forced block. All right, well, this ended up being a pretty interesting game for having turn 1 Lotus Paragon, but I feel like I'm in pretty great shape here. The hardcast Oliphant really going the distance there. All right, playing against White Weenie, I don't really want Upheaval. I do want Oust. I kind of do want Fire Covenant, but no, I can't really afford it. Brazen Borrower. Mother of Runes is pretty annoying, I will say that. But Force of Negation counters Chandra. That's about it, though. I think I'd rather have Brazen Borrower. I think this is what I'm going to go with. All right, time for game 2. I'm going to keep this. No Lotus or Moxen here, but turn 1, cycle Oliphant into turn 2 Memory Lapse. Turn 3 Oko or Mentor seems pretty good. Slacks mold to 5, okay. And I draw Mox. So what I think my plan is here, sketching out my mana, Oliphant gets Taiga, Arid Mesa just gets Plains. And that gives me the mana to cast at least all the cards in my hand. I end up without double blue that way, but I end up with red, green, white, and blue total. One of each, actually. which is enough to go Memory Lapse into Oko or Memory Lapse into Mentor. Either one of those would work out quite nicely. All right, Prismari Command doesn't really change what I want to do, and I wouldn't mind drawing a Plains, so I'm not going to crack the Arid Mesa yet. It does make my odds slightly worse, I guess, of drawing a piece of power by not doing that, but I think that's okay. Prismari Command is actually not a bad draw. It's not like I really needed another 3, but Slacks didn't have a 1-drop and didn't have a 2-drop, so that puts me in kind of a commanding position here, because now I get to lapse his turn 3 play into play Mentor and make a food token, and then follow it up with, or not Mentor, Oko and make a food token, and follow it up with maybe Mentor, maybe Prismari Command, kind of whatever makes the most sense. I'll play my Taiga because I do want to get that one into play. All right, no Containment Priest end of turn either. All right, now we're making a play here. Sacred Foundry into Regal Bunnycorn. I'm actually going to Memory Lapse that. Not because Regal Bunnycorn's great, because I think he's stuck on lands. Yeah, so now let's just go Oko, make a token. And Memory Lapse is basically like a time walk. If that was his best play last turn, it's probably going to be the same this turn. And it's not going to be a particularly effective play, would be my guess. Oh, a probe. So let's go crack this, get Plains, play Mentor, and probe you. See what we got. What are we facing? Chain Lightning, Bombardier's Elite Spellbinder. All right. I'll just exchange control of those. I think that the Bunnycorn being on my side is pretty good. And yeah, that'll do it. And we certainly won the draft. So pretty happy about that. I mean, I hope so. Open Lotus and Emerald, that was a good open. But also this deck, I think, is a lesson of, despite me liking doing broken big plays, and I even first picked a Time Spiral in Pack 3, I took that Upheaval fairly early, I didn't really need to do that here. Look, having Daze, Memory Lapse, Remand, Counterspell, and Force of Negation, plus Lotus, Mox, and Mox Diamond, means I could just play decent 4 and 5 mana threats, and Paragon, Teferi, Dungeoneer, Oko, Mentor were plenty to win the games. I didn't need to take that Breach. I didn't need to go broken. I sided out Upheaval a bunch. Didn't even play Time Spiral. When you have broken Acceleration and a bunch of busted 2-mana counters plus cantrips, like, this deck was just very consistent at stopping their stuff, finding what I needed, and just playing one of those things. So just a great deck, and had great mana, had, Arid Mesa plus Taiga plus Ketria Triumph and Hallowed Fountain pretty much did the trick. Oliphant was pretty good, got cast and cycled a bunch. Just overall a very good deck, very consistent, super consistent actually, with Ponder, Brainstorm, Probe, Iteration, 4 2-mana counters, a Force of Negation, and a Snapcaster, plus 3 0-mana Accelerants and a Currency Converter, which did a lot of work. This deck just kind of played the same game every time, and it was good enough. So that's a 3-0, that's a 1 draft, and a sweep. We take those, and that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed me opening Black Lotus as much as I did, because I sure did. I'll be back tomorrow with another cube draft, and I will see you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.